Call the town board meeting for November 17th, 2025 to order. First item on the agenda is the approval. Patrick?
Mr. Chair, if it pleases the board, under old business 6A, please remove that from your agenda this evening.
Right, board have anything?
Not me, no.
Hearing none, I need a motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Move to approve the agenda as amended.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
That motion carries. Item 3 is approval of payment of the bills. You sign off, Steve?
I did move to approve payment of the bills.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 All opposed? All right, item 4, this is the approval of the prior meeting of November 3rd, 2025. Anybody have any changes or corrections?
No.
No.
Hearing none, I need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, item 5 is a consent agenda item. We have, 4. Board okay with them? Or do you want to pull any of these?
No, I'm fine with them.
Hearing that, I need a motion to approve.
Move to approve the consent agenda items A through D.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, we eliminated item 6. We have no public hearings or no new business or new added agenda items. So it's going to be a short meeting, but we have open time, and I understand we have some guests here. So if you want to come up, name and address to the podium.
This is a little different than the last one.
A little bit.
My name's Patrick Olson. I live at 1141 Anderson Lane. And I'm dropping off my assessment appeal or however you term it.
You can't do it that way.
Oh, that was my next question. And the other question is, it's not really clear on this. When I call Ramsey County, where this goes to the court. I call the court, they don't want it. I call civil division, they don't want it. Criminal division want it. I don't know where to put this.
Tell you that much.
Okay.
First of all, you can't personally serve it because you're a party. Someone other than a party has to serve it, okay?
Okay.
After you serve it, you have to fill out an affidavit of service, then take the petition and the affidavit of service down to district court and then file it.
Okay, and that's where I'm running into confusion. Which district court? Because no one wants it.
Ramsey County District Court Civil Division.
Okay, civil said they don't handle anything like that when I talked to them on the phone.
They do.
Okay, well, that's, again, I'll deal with that. So when you say I have to have someone else serve that, is that just an uninterested party?
Exactly.
Okay.
That's the rule. You can't, an interested person cannot serve a summons or a petition, okay?
Okay,
This is like starting a regular district court action. you know,
Right, yeah.
Someone's complaint. So, yeah, you can't serve it, but someone else can.
okay, that needs to be cleared a little better on this information list.
Well,
Because it just says you have to, appeal of assessment. You got, the owner may appeal an assessment to the district court pursuant to, and I'm reading something that you already
Right.
know.
yeah,
But it doesn't say that you have to have an uninterested party or a third party do it. Otherwise, I would have brought someone.
that's the deal. This has to be served pursuant to civil procedures.
Right.
And so you have to actually read the civil rules to do it.
Right, and that's my point. That should be laid out here a
Well-
little clearer for people to follow.
Here's the problem with that, is the notice is pretty much statutorily dictated,
Okay.
what we have to put in there.
Yep,
And if we start adding things to it, it raises the question of statutory compliance. So I know what you're saying.
but you're not adding anything. You're informing people.
Well,
That's not adding anything.
no, courts have a tendency to look at it differently, okay?
Well, this makes it very, very difficult for someone if you're coming to the 11th hour, which I am, and that's my fault. I understand that. This makes it very difficult for somebody to do this. So what would qualify as an uninterested party?
Anyone other than the party himself.
Eric?
Yeah. Now, you have to fill out an affidavit of service, okay?
And where is that?
I'll tell you what, unfortunately, I'm not in the office tomorrow. I'll be in trial all day, so I can't help you with that. But if you look in the Minnesota Rules of Civil Procedure, in the appendix, there should be an affidavit of service, okay? And if they don't have one, I'm sure if you look at look at Ramsey County District Court, the self-help section, it should have an affidavit of service for you.
I could not find one anywhere.
Well, have you looked on the
Yes.
Ramsey County District Court website?
Yes.
Do this. Look in Conciliation Court. Conciliation Court has a bunch of forms. They have, I believe they have a personal service form and conciliation court, okay?
Okay, so I need an affidavit of service, and I fill that out, correct?
No. We sort of, you may fill out the form, but your friend has to sign it and it has to be notarized, okay?
I fill out the form.
Either you or your friend, but whoever, okay,
But this is really a streamlined procedure here,
hang on. Okay, the form itself is pretty straightforward.
okay?
If you want to fill in the blanks, that's fine, but your friend has to sign it,
Okay,
okay? And it has to be notarized too,
all right.
okay?
And do we have a drop dead date on this?
Oh, yeah, it's 30 days, which means Wednesday is the 30th, so yeah.
So write this phone number down if you don't. This is the Ramsey County Courthouse District Court number. It's 651-266-8253, and it tells you how to file complaint.
Okay.
That should get them in the right.
That's on the, it should be in the self-help website.
Yeah, maybe I didn't see it. I don't know. I couldn't find it.
That's okay. I mean,
When I was trying to get the records for this, I got shifted around 350 times trying to get just the easement information. I mean, that website, in fact, when I went down there to the records division, they said this
they
is...
wouldn't have, they would not.
No, but what I'm saying, when I dealt with them before it, they said that their website is one of the worst that you can navigate. So, so that's where I'm running into this problem. So I have basically Wednesday till Wednesday to do this.
Complete everything, complete all the steps, yeah.
Right. But then I have an additional 10 days for the district court, according to this.
I think that's accurate.
That is, but,
I mean, it's right here.
I know, I understand. I'm just saying that you think you're pushing it. Look, here's my only thing I'm gonna tell you. You definitely gotta get it served right away on Pat or,
Right, and I can just do that town hall, correct?
yeah, you could, yeah, right? You could. And then this is my last piece of advice, okay? I would suggest, once you get it served, to go down there to the court as quick as possible and file it with your affidavit of service, okay?
And that's on Kellogg, 14?
Yeah.
Okay,
The Ramsey County Courthouse building, it's,
all right. Well, that ought to
they,
be...
they've been moving, they move civil division around all the time, so I don't know where they are anymore. They used to be on the 7th floor.
Yeah, I have no idea. I'll try to find that out.
Call that, maybe the number will get you to the right place.
Yeah, well, like I say, that would help people if that was a little clearer on the instructions. I mean, I understand the statutory, I understand that stuff, okay? I get that, but you can also have a little bit clearer guidance on that those steps need to be done. Or either that, or put the statute on this sheet so people know what to do. I mean, this is very, very confusing.
Well, we cite the actual statutory procedure, okay? I'll tell you what, we'll look at the notice, all right?
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. That's where I'm going with it. I'm not trying to be argumentative with you.
No, I know you're not. I know you're not.
It's just very confusing, and when people get into crunch time, it makes it a little bit stressful, because I definitely don't want to go past this date for a variety of reasons, of which you will see.
I
It was
understand.
explained to me not too long ago that the bumps in the roads on these projects with Jenny Lane, Portland, and Anderson, I got one of the biggest bumps. So it's something that I'm definitely going to...
And I found it for you. I'll actually send it to you.
Pardon me?
This is correct?
The other couple things that I just wanted to touch
Yeah,
base.
hold it. Yeah, affidavit of personal service, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll send it to you.
Okay, thank you. Just a couple of points of interest. It's just, I just want to make sure that people, the board knows that I'm not going away on this. I'm not putting the dukes up, but the fact of the matter is I'm not just going to go away. I mean, we've been 11 weeks on this project. They were back out there today.
Who was?
Anthony Soto and North Valley. And looking at some of the issues that are still there. The basins still aren't unplugged. The catch basins are plugged. There's 7 of them on the road that haven't been lifted, and the basins are, the bags are in there still. They're supposed to come out to do that. There's a bunch of flags up and down the block. Nobody knows what that is. And then when I talked to Anthony Soto, he was saying that where they dug out on the hillside of my property, they were talking about doing hydro seeding. Well, hydro seeding is not going to do anything, particularly this late in the year with snow coming, because I've already got erosion happening there. So I don't know if it's a Band-Aid, and I just want to go on record. I told him, listen, if that's what they think is going to do something, go right ahead, because he wanted to talk to me about it before. But in no way, shape, or form is that a mitigation or mediation on
No,
that
but
portion.
hydro seed is basically just for erosion through the winter also. And that's usually a combination of rye and bluegrass. So
Right. And they
next
said
year,
it was too late to do that.
oh, no, it's not. They're doing it all. You'll see them do it all the time.
I'm just telling you what I was
It'll come through in the spring. And then the following year, the rye will die out and hopefully the bluegrass will take over.
The problem is there needs to be severe restoration on that bank. I got tree roots sticking out, and I've already got a big, in fact, Supervisor Artner had been out to see it. I got a real issue on that bank.
Well,
And hydro seeding is
that-
not going to address
I
that.
imagine that's probably under the punch list for the contractor before he's going to get paid.
Okay, and that answers my next question. Thank you. That saves me.
Well, no, we hold money on these guys just because of that reason.
Okay, because when the one last thing I want to indicate is that I know that Larry Poplar was the contact, and Jim and Anthony for TKDA. With the exception of Anthony, they have been far less than responsive. I've asked for over a month now to have that survey stake replaced on my property line between myself and the cell property. Nothing. He indicated to me that they have a survey crew, and I still haven't seen that out there. So I did some basic measurements, and again, you'll see some of this stuff later on how much was torn up, dug up, and created a pond in my yard off easement and right-of-way. And I'm going on the best that I can do by measuring it myself because they still haven't replaced that pin. And I'm just not even, I'm done with that. I think the service from that was not good on 100 levels, and I don't know who needs to step in on some of this stuff, but it's just not getting done. I mean, we're 11 weeks out on this project, and we had no weather delays on this project on Anderson Lane. So that would equate to 1.72 miles a year of road that would get done at that rate. That seems a little bit slow to me. I'm not in construction, but that seems a little off. I don't know. It's been frustrating at best. I do know that, and I know you know that Valamo's involved in this, and the Anderson Engineering was out on the 3rd and was looking at that. So I know that there's going to be some time before any reclamation or the decisions are made. I got a hold of, is it Brian?
Alamo?
Yeah.
Brian.
Yeah.
Brian Cochran.
Yes, yeah, nice fellow. Just to let him know that his name was in this document that I have here, because I wouldn't submit a document with somebody knowing that their name was in it. And he's been very receptive, and he's saying they're still looking at the historical stuff, and I understand that this is going to take a little while. But that's why this is so important for me to get in on a timely fashion, because there are so many other components to this before the assessment goes in. I mean, I'm getting assessed on something that, I mean, they did more harm to my property than good. That's without a doubt. So having that said, that's pretty much what I will try to get a hold of those folks and get this done as quickly as I can. Even though I'm retired, time is going to be a crunch here for me. And I wish it was just a little clearer on how to do this, because I would have done it prior to now.
Well, we're going to pass these concerns along to TKDA and see if how they're sitting on it, so we're not getting he said, she said, so.
Right. Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thanks, Patrick.
Mary Fahey, 5301 80 Circle in the Township. And I'm here to figure out what the status of the property, the unsafe structure and property on 2nd Street that we've talked about a few weeks ago. And I have questions, but I want to also thank Supervisor Artner for her responsiveness to my many questions and to, trying to get information and stay on top of this process, because I really don't know where we are and what is being done, and there hasn't been a lot of information that's come to me. So the last I understood that the issue was taken up was at the September 26th executive board meeting. I read the packet that in preparation for that meeting. There's 3 items in it. The first one is titled "The Order to Demolish or Repair Unsafe Structure." It's dated September 17th, 2025. as I read it makes it sound as though the property at 2537 2nd Street has been evaluated. And it lists a number of unsafe and bad conditions on the property that would need to be either remediated or addressed by the owner. As I understand it, the owner did not step forward to challenge the abatement procedure. Additionally, in the packet is the substantial abatement procedure, and also a letter that is a complaint for administrative search warrant. That this must be just a form. It's dated 2009, so it must be just a city form. But again, the September 17th order to demolish or repair seems to me to say that has already occurred, or that assessment of the property has already occurred. I reached out to Mike Johnson weeks ago. He referred me to you and said, I'll send this on to you. So what am I to understand?
The next step is the board will adopt a resolution under the statute, which will list all the items that have to be repaired. And I will talk to Mike about that, because whatever we list in the resolution, we can't go beyond that. If they fix everything in the resolution, then they've resolved the problem. In that resolution, under statute, we have to give them a reasonable time to make those repairs. Now, the order's been done. That's step one. Step two now is to adopt the resolution. And I'll talk to Mike. I will tell you right now, it's not going to be till probably Thursday at the earliest, because I have another matter that's going to take up the next 2 days. And once Mike gives me the list of everything that has to be done, then we will put that in the resolution. I got the bare bones resolution set to go. I just need to talk to Mike, get the final list. Then that resolution will be adopted by the board. We'll have to give them reasonable time to correct. Normally that's 60 to 90 days. The board will have to decide that. Then we serve that on the owner, and the owner has the right within 20 days after that service to challenge that, in which case it becomes a district court action. But that's the procedure under statute. That's the procedure we have to follow.
I understand that there's a procedure, but I'm just wondering what the delay is, because this letter, which is by Mike Johnson, now just wait. It says you are hereby ordered to correct the violations as followed. Within 21 days, you shall obtain the required building permit. I mean, so
Okay.
what does
As
that?
I said before, the order is step one. Step two now is to adopt a resolution by the town board. I have to get everything from Mike so I can wrap up that resolution. I will assume I'll see Mike no later than Friday at the exec meeting. I will get that list from him. I can then send a resolution in to be put on the next board meeting. And at that point in time, the board will adopt a resolution which directs them to correct the problems. And again, once that resolution is adopted and served on them, they have 20 days to respond. And if they object within 20 days, then it becomes a district court action.
Forgive my slow comprehension of this. So back in September, apparently you notified the owner of the property. He had 7 days to respond and
Mike
did not.
did. Yes, that's the order.
Right.
But that's, as I said, that's step one.
Okay.
Step two is if they don't comply, and they haven't, is to adopt a resolution of the board.
Okay.
That resolution requires that Mike give a list of what has to be done to the property.
Which I think he has.
Well, I haven't seen the complete list. I have not seen the list, so I will talk to Mike about that. Get the complete list, because I want to emphasize that we can only require they repair what's on the list. So it has to be a complete list. Now, you mentioned administrative search warrant. Mike and I talked about this, and he felt that a search warrant was no longer necessary because he had enough information about the property to proceed without one.
Okay.
So
So it would be reasonable to assume that this list that he's compiled is based on his prior assessment of the property, or what he already knew about the property?
that's my assumption too, yes. Yes, I agree with you on that. That's my assumption too.
Okay.
And then we incorporate Mike's list of repairs in the resolution. And the resolution has to give them a reasonable time to complete the repairs. If they don't, then we can apply to the court to tear the house down. Now, that assumes that they don't object to it. The last time we had to go this far was the house on Stillwater Avenue, and they did object to it.
Then what happens?
Yeah, and so we had another court hearing on that. That house, that stretched another 6 months. So it's not the easiest process in the world, but it's the process we're required to follow.
Right. Okay. So the next step is to have Mike compile this list, give it to you. Then it's considered by the board at the next meeting, which will be in December.
The board adopts a resolution.
Right.
Okay.
And then at that point, the owner is notified,
Correct. That has to be
and then
served
the
on them.
owner has 21 days.
No, well, they have,
respond, or-
you have to give them a reasonable time in the resolution itself.
Okay.
And to be honest with you, Mike has input on that, but it'd probably be 60 days.
Is that to pull permits or come up with a plan or to
Complete everything, actually.
complete everything?
Yeah, complete the repairs.
Okay.
And not just apply for the permits, but actually complete everything.
Okay.
That's why I say I use a reasonable time. But the 20 days I'm talking about, if they want to object to the resolution, they have to object within 20 days of the date it's served on them.
And just out of curiosity, if they object, what then do you have, what leverage do you have for having the property improved within a reasonable?
If they object to it, then it becomes a full-blown district court filing.
Okay.
It's a court action, just like it did the same in the case in, I apologize, just same as Stillwater.
Okay.
And in Stillwater, they did file an objection. We did schedule a summary judgment hearing on that. Their attorney withdrew before that, so it was a pretty easy summary judgment hearing.
Okay.
But that's the process. Now, if you don't get a summary, are you familiar with, the term summary judgment means that there's no issue material fact, it's simply a case of law.
Okay.
If they really want to fight it, I don't think, I could try a summary judgment, but I got a feeling if they do actually decide to fight it, the court's going to require a hearing to determine everything. But, so it becomes basically a full-blown court action.
And who brings that action? The township?
The township, okay, we file the resolution, we serve the resolution. Okay, we adopt the resolution.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, it's okay. We adopt we adopt the resolution, we serve the resolution. They then have 20 days to file the objection, okay? At that point, once they file the objection, we'll file everything with the court.
Okay.
And then it becomes a regular court file, just like a regular summons and complaint. And the next step, hopefully, is a summary judgment motion, but if that doesn't work, if that is not granted, then it's a regular court trial. Now, I will point out something that in Ramsey County and Hennepin County, any civil action, it's a civil action, is required to go to mediation. So we'd probably, I would suspect, we'd be going, if we get this, if they file an objection and we don't win a summary judgment motion, which I think I got to tell you is a bit of a problem because they're going to dispute everything in the, whatever. But then we'd probably go to mediation and try to work out a deal with them. Well, actually, we're required to go to mediation. If we can't work out a deal, then it goes to trial. Because mediation, actually it's called alternative dispute resolution. That's required in Ramsey County and Hennepin County. So the most flexible one is mediation, which parties sit down and try to work something out. If they don't, then it goes to trial. But I'd like to avoid a trial in this situation because that just pushes it out farther.
Sure.
Patrick, isn't this a private or a corporation that owns this?
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
Corporation owns it. And I think part of the delay was they were playing games because they came to Mike with a building permit and it was not near complete. So that took a couple of weeks. Then Mike had to go back and said, your permit's denied because we're not going to let you throw some windows in. Well, then they said, well, we're going to come back with a completed permit. So they've been kind of stringing us along a little bit too on this one.
When did those actions happen? Was that recent or?
I don't know. It's been a couple, 3 months.
A few months.
Okay.
But you're not dealing with a private individual. You're dealing with a a company that rehabs houses, I think that's what they do.
Yeah, I was going to say, he mentions the one on Stillwater, you know, that's the same thing that went on there. They woe is me, and they have an incomplete application, we can't accept it because it wasn't right, then the court says, work with them. And it just drags slowly, and you're not going to get before the court every week. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah, and that's basically why we need to go the resolution route,
Yeah.
because once you adopt the resolution, it pretty much says, okay, enough. Do what you're supposed to do.
But trust me, we haven't forgot about this, but it's time consuming.
I'm sure.
Property owners have rights, and it's,
Yes.
you just can't go in there and say, you're done.
So is there any, does it mean something that you gave them 7 days from September 17th to respond, and they were a no-show on that? Does that mean something to the process, or?
It's accumulation. I mean, it's not the end, it's not the end all.
Okay,
Because, again, this, it said, as I said, step 1 is do that. Step 2 is adopt a resolution.
okay,
Then step 3, as part of the resolution, go to court.
And sometimes that helps us in our defense because of the delays and the non-responses. The courts may look at that and say, look, all you're doing is stringing us along.
right.
This would actually be the third one. We had to go that far. We had Stillwater, was it Town Line? Town Road? Township Drive.
Township Drive,
That
yes.
was another one that also went this far, and
Okay.
that took, well, they finally eventually just resolved the problem. But that was months on that one.
Is it an in-state owner or an out-of-state owner? Do you remember this one?
Ridley.
No, this one's Fridley, yeah, right.
The other two that he's mentioning were private ownership. This is at least a company, so the courts may look at that a little different than individuals who are trying to save their property,
Right.
whatever.
So,
But it's
so
a
if the next-
process.
If the next thing that happens after you and Mike sort your stuff out, we would know something by the next, or it'll be on the agenda at the next meeting. Perhaps.
Probably not. It would be the second meeting in December because we're doing our budget and tax meeting on the 1st.
Okay,
So it would just, yeah.
But she can track it through the meetings, correct?
Right.
Yeah, so you'll be able to see.
We'll get the resolution ready to go.
okay,
I'll talk to Mike. If I don't see him this week, or I see him before Friday, I'll see him on Friday, right? He'll be at the meeting. So he and I can sit down and we'll get the list and just incorporate that in the resolution.
okay.
I mean, I've got the resolution pretty well, I've got the resolution mapped out.
I'm just wondering how it would be best for me and for other interested neighbors to kind of keep on top of the process and, to know where
Watch.
exactly we are in the process.
Look for the packet. When you see the resolution in the packet,
Okay, that'll be in the exec board packet or in
December 15th agenda for
this meeting?
this meeting.
the board cannot adopt a resolution at the exec meeting. It has to be at a regular public,
Okay.
regular board meeting.
So it would probably be a new business item
Yeah.
on our agenda for
Put it on my calendar.
that. I think
Or it can be a Christmas thing. Okay, well, I think that answers my questions. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right. Anyone else? Going once, going twice?
Thank you.
All right. Open time's over. Item 11, I need a motion to receive agenda materials and
so
supplements.
moved.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
I need a motion to adjourn at 7:28.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We are.